I built $1 million business from nothing. I've survived being raised in a broken home, witnessed the darkest sides of humanity through previous careers, and faced struggles most people couldn't imagine. But starting this YouTube channel might actually be the hardest and most important thing I've ever done. Here's why. Today, I'm making a promise. This first video is a contract with myself and with you, a line in the sand. In the book, Start With Why, Simon Sinek says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Well, this is my why. And if I ever lose my way, I'll come back to this video. In case this is your first time meeting me, hi, I'm Parker. I've built a couple successful businesses from the ground up, including my $1 million coffee company that gets most of my attention these days. But I've also failed. I've struggled. I've even slept in my car trying to keep my coffee business alive. But through all of that, I've learned one truth. Success isn't about talent or luck. It's about relentless pursuit, and that's what this channel is about. Just a straightforward, open diary with one business owner, parent, and friend to another. No get-rich-quick schemes or expensive courses to make money off of you, just actionable advice and what I learned along the way to tell you. So, if you're someone who wants more out of life, more out of yourself, this channel is for you. I need hard things in my life. Most people spend their lives avoiding things, but I've realized that if I don't constantly challenge myself, if I don't push into friction, I start to die inside. Like sharks, I have to stay in motion or I suffocate. And no, it might not be scientifically true for sharks, but it's 100% true for me. If I stop moving, if I stop pushing, if I stop going on the offense, I decline. And declining is worse than failure, in my eyes. Through failure, you learn. When you decline, you don't. I know this about myself because I've seen what happens when I don't have a challenge in front of me. I lose momentum, I start making excuses, I get comfortable. And comfort is the most dangerous place you can be in because it tricks you into thinking you're okay, when actually, you're stuck. I built businesses from nothing, I've taken massive risks, I fought my way out of situations that should have crushed me. And every time I've hit the next level, I've realized that the process, the challenge itself, was what kept me alive, not the end result. The struggle is what makes you stronger, but only if you seek it out. Think of it like leveling up in a video game. Each map leads you to another boss that you need to overcome, which makes you better. That's why I'm doing this, because launching this channel, building a personal brand, and growing something from scratch is hard. It's uncomfortable. It's going to force me to get better at things I'm not great at yet. Storytelling, filming, speaking, branding, and that's why I have to do it. The moment you stop challenging yourself, you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, you start dying. But doing hard things for the sake of it isn't enough. The challenge has to have purpose, a real reason behind it, and for me, that reason is simple. I want to help people break past their own limits. Helping people become the best version of themselves. Pushing myself to take on hard things is important, but what's the point of overcoming struggle if I don't use what I've learned to help others do the same? Everything I do, business, branding, life, comes back to one thing: helping people push past their own limits. I don't care what your goal is, starting a business, getting in shape, becoming more confident, proving people wrong. Most people don't fail because they're incapable, they fail because they don't believe they can succeed. And that's what I want to change. The biggest lie we're told growing up is that success is for other people, that the ones who make it have some magic formula, better connections, or just are naturally gifted, and that's garbage. If there's one thing I know for certain, it's this. The difference between success and failure isn't talent, it's mindset and action. And most people never take action because they've been conditioned to believe they're not capable. I get it. I've been there. I've had every reason to fail. I wasn't handed an easy life. I didn't have a safety net. And there was plenty of moments where giving up seemed like the logical choice, but I didn't. And the only reason I'm here today is because I learned to think differently. And if I could figure it out, so can you. That is why this channel exists, because some of you need to be reminded you're capable of more. I want this to be the place where people wake up, where they realize they don't have to accept mediocrity, where they see proof that the impossible isn't impossible, it's just hard. Because what's the point of pushing myself if I don't use the knowledge to pull other people up too? But helping people push past their limits isn't enough on its own. There's one thing that ensures this channel actually works, and that's holding myself accountable to everything I just said. Holding myself accountable. This is the only video that's as much for me as it is for you. If I ever forget why I started, I want this to be the video I come back to. This is my contract with myself. A lot of people talk about what they want to do. They set goals, they make plans, maybe even get started. But most never follow through. Why? Because it's easy to break a promise with yourself when no one else is watching, when no one else cares. But the moment you put something out into the world, the moment you make a commitment in public, that's when things get real. I've built businesses, I've taken risks, I've struggled through some hard moments just to keep things alive. But through it all, I've learned one thing. Accountability is everything. The people who succeed aren't always the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who stay consistent. The ones who show up when no one's watching, but also the ones who aren't afraid to put a stake in the ground and say, this is what I'm doing, watch me. That's what this channel is for me. A public declaration that I will show up, that I will learn, that I will improve, and that I will build something valuable, not just for myself, but for anyone watching. It's easy to let yourself down. It's harder to let down the people who believe in you. Holding myself accountable ensures I stay on track, but if I'm going to do this right, if I'm going to build something real that actually impacts people, it has to be bigger than just me. And that's where building a personal brand comes in. Because in today's world, businesses don't just grow because they have a good product. They grow because people around connect with the person behind the brand. And if you don't stand out, you get drowned out. Building a personal brand. Holding myself accountable ensures I stay on track, but if I'm going to do this right, if I'm going to build something real that actually impacts people, it has to be bigger than just me. The way people build businesses, influence, and opportunities is changing. 20 years ago, if you wanted to succeed, you needed a degree, a big marketing budget, and the right connections. Today, you don't need permission, you don't need a gatekeeper, you need attention. People follow people, not logos, not faceless brands, people. That's why I'm building a personal brand. Yes, it'll help my business grow, but that's just a side effect. The real reason? It gives me the ability to reach more people, bring in bigger guests, and help more of you watching. AI is making it easier than ever to start a business, but it's also making it harder than ever to stand out. AI can replicate voices, scripts, even faces, but it can't fake you. That's your edge. People trust people, and in the world of AI-generated content flooding the internet, the value of a strong personal brand is only going up. The biggest misconception is that building a brand means being fake or trying to be an influencer, but that's not what this is about. Building a brand is about owning your message. It's about controlling your story instead of letting someone else tell it for you. I want to show people how simple it actually is, because the truth is, you already have a personal brand, whether you like it or not. The only question is, are you the one shaping it, or is the world doing it for you? But having a personal brand isn't enough on its own. You can get attention, you can build a following, but if you don't know how to tell a compelling story, no one will care. Mastering storytelling, filmmaking, and branding. Having a personal brand is one thing, but if you can't tell a great story, if you can't communicate your message in a way that actually makes people feel something, then none of it matters. Storytelling is everything. It's what makes people connect. It's what makes brands unforgettable. It's what makes someone stop scrolling and actually listen. Think about the brands that stick with you. Nike, Apple, Tesla, they don't just sell a product, they sell an idea, a belief, a story. And the ones that do it best don't just inform you, they make you feel something. I've built businesses, I've done marketing, but I've never fully mastered storytelling the way I want to. And that's a problem, because in today's world, the best storyteller wins. This channel is my proving ground. Every video is a chance to sharpen this skill, whether it's structuring content better, learning how to pace a story, improving my delivery, or refining the ways I capture emotions on camera. And this isn't just for the channel, this skill applies to everything. Documenting my kids' lives in a way they'll actually want to watch when they're older, making my business stand out in a crowded space. Storytelling isn't just a skill, it's a competitive advantage. But this is so much bigger than just storytelling. If I can build this channel right, it won't be a bunch of videos, it'll be something that lasts, something that people can come back to years from now. Creating something that lasts, evergreen content. Mastering storytelling is about making an impact in the moment. But what if that impact could last beyond me? What if the lessons, the insights, the hard-earned experiences I share here could still help someone 10, 20, even 100 years from now? That's why this channel isn't just about trending topics or quick hit content, it's about creating something that stands the test of time. Most of what people chase online, viral videos, short-term engagement, social media trends, disappears as fast as it arrives. It's noise. I don't care about noise, I care about signal. I want to build a library of content that people can come back to whenever they need it. Whether it's someone just starting out in a business, or an entrepreneur hitting a plateau, or even someone looking for motivation years from now, these videos should still apply. This isn't about legacy. I don't care if my name is remembered, but I care if the lessons are, the frameworks, the knowledge I share actually help people long after I'm gone. Because that's the real test of value. Can what you build outlast yourself? This isn't just for strangers on the internet. There are people even closer to me that I want these videos to impact. A message for my kids. Creating something that lasts is important, but if I could leave behind just one thing for one group of people, it wouldn't be an audience, it wouldn't be a business, it would be for my kids. This channel isn't just for entrepreneurs or people trying to level up, it's for them. One day my kids are going to be grown. They'll have their own struggles, their own doubts, their own moments where they wonder if they're capable of more. And I won't always be there to tell them what they need to hear, but these videos will be. I want my kids to know the man behind the dad, the beliefs, the values, the lessons, what I believed in, what I stood for, what I learned the hard way so they wouldn't have to. If they ever feel lost, I want them to be able to come here and hear my voice, see my struggles, and understand I was just figuring it out too. That fear, doubt, and failure aren't things to avoid, they're part of the process. But this isn't just a message to them, it's a message to my younger self. Because if I could go back and talk to the kid I used to be, the kid who was scared, who doubted himself, who thought success was something that happened to other people, this is what I would tell him. And if you're watching this and you've felt that way, this message is for you too. But even with all that, even with a mission to help people, a personal brand, a commitment to my kids, none of that works without the right people around you. You are the sum of the people you surround yourself with. And that's why this next reason matters. Finding my tribe. I can push myself, I can build a brand, I can create something that lasts, but at the end of the day, none of that matters if I don't have the right people around me. There's a saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I believe that 100%. If you surround yourself with people who make excuses, you'll start making excuses too. If you surround yourself with people who settle for mediocrity, you'll start lowering your own standards. But if you surround yourself with people who are pushing themselves, leveling up, refusing to quit, then you have no choice but to rise with them. The problem? Those people are hard to find. Most people don't think this way. They don't want to challenge the status quo. They don't want to take risks. They want comfort. And they want you to want it too. Because the moment you start aiming higher, it reminds them of all the ways they've held themselves back. That's why I built this place, because I refuse to settle, and I want people around me who won't either. That's why this channel isn't just about me. It's about building a community of like-minded people. People who want to grow, people who want to break past their limits, people who want to win. I want to create the environment that I would want to be in. A place where people challenge each other, support each other, and push past each other. I want to create the environment that I would want to be in. Because success isn't a solo sport. The most successful people in the world all have one thing in common. They don't do it alone. And that's why this channel exists. But surrounding yourself with the right people is just one part of the equation. Growth isn't just about who you're around, it's also about what you learn. And that's why my next reason matters. Forcing myself to keep learning. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the fastest ways to grow. But what happens when you stop learning? What happens when you think you already have it all figured out? You plateau, you get comfortable. And like I said earlier, comfort is dangerous. If I want to teach, I have to keep learning. If I want to lead, I have to stay sharp. And this channel forces me to do that. Think about someone like Joe Rogan. He's had thousands of conversations with some of the smartest people in the world. Imagine how much he's learned just by being in the room with them. That's what I want. I want this channel to force me to constantly keep learning, evolving, and sharpening my skills. Every video I make means I have to go deeper into a topic, test ideas, and refine my own thinking. Because there's nothing worse than becoming stagnant, repeating the same ideas, staying stuck in the same mindset, refusing to challenge what you believe. This channel is my way of making sure that never happens. It's my way of staying in motion, keeping my mind sharp, and making sure I'm not just repeating old knowledge, I'm constantly upgrading it. But learning isn't enough. At some point, you have to do something with what you know. You have to stand up for something bigger than yourself. Hey you, if you're just here to passively consume content, hit the like button out of habit, or subscribe just to never watch again, don't. This channel isn't for spectators. It's for people who actually are on the path, who want to take action, who are willing to push themselves and challenge what they know. Vanity metrics don't matter. Real growth does. So if this channel speaks to you, if you're ready to level up and actually apply what you learn, then stick around and please give this channel a follow. If not, no hard feelings, but this isn't the place for you. All right. Back to the video. Standing up for something. Learning and growing are important, but at some point you have to decide what you stand for. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. There's too much noise today. Too many people saying what they think will get the most likes, pushing whatever narrative is trending, or staying quiet because they don't want to rock the boat. That's not me. I'm not here to be politically correct. I'm not here to follow the crowd. I'm here to tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it pisses people off. I've seen what happens when people don't stand up, when they let fear keep them silent, when they watch things fall apart around them and do nothing. That's not who I am, and it's not who I want to be. My kids need to see that standing your ground isn't optional, it's essential. They need to see that their dad wasn't afraid of challenging the status quo, that he wasn't afraid to call anyone out when they needed it. I want you to know that too, because I'm tired of people being fed watered down advice. I'm tired of fake gurus selling shortcuts that don't actually work. I'm tired of people pretending success is easy when the truth is, it's hard. It takes time, and most people don't have the discipline to see through it. So this channel isn't going to be comfortable. It's not going to be fluffy, feel-good motivation. It's going to be real. The real strategies that work, the real mindset shifts you need, the real truth about what it takes to actually win in business, in life, and in your own mind. Because at the end of the day, all of this, the growth, the learning, the branding, the storytelling, it doesn't mean anything if you don't have the guts to stand for something. This is what I stand for. If that resonates with you, then welcome to the channel. Everything I've talked about in this video, the challenges, the growth, the accountability, the storytelling, the learning, the standing up for something. It all comes down to one thing. This channel is about action. I'm not here to be another voice in the background noise of the internet. I'm not here to give you easy answers or feel-good motivation that fades after 5 minutes. I'm here to build something real, something that challenges you, something that forces me and you to grow, and something that actually makes an impact. This channel is a public journey, a documentation of what works, what doesn't, and the real process of pushing past your limits in business, mindset, and life. Some of you will come along for the ride, and some of you won't. That's fine. But for the ones who get it, for the ones who refuse to settle, who want to take action, who are already in motion, this is just the beginning. So if you're ready to push yourself, if you're ready to do the work, then let's get to it. I'll see you in the next one, but first, a quote I want to leave with you. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how.